Hey everybody, David Lewis, Mission Air Conditioning. Wanted to briefly address some potential confusion that a number of customers have, questions they have about filtration. That being comparing regular filtration to UV lights. So your standard filtration comes in a few different levels of filtration. You've got things like 1-inch, 2-inch filters that are pleated. You've got more intense media filtration. For the house, it's gonna be thicker, longer term filter. You've also got electronic air cleaners, just tons of options. Then you also have things like UV lights. Now, UV lights and regular filtration are two entirely different categories. Regular filtration is to get rid of particles, dirt, dust, debris that goes in the air and can collect on your air conditioning system. Kind of the primary purpose for any kind of filtration is really one, to make sure the air that you are breathing is safe and clean, but two, it's also going to protect your air conditioning system. So what we have here is an outdoor unit, indoor unit. This is what's going to ultimately this is what's ultimately going to cool the house. This is an evaporator coil. The dirtier this gets, the harder it runs, the more likely it is to break down. So if the better filtration that you have, the less likely this thing is to break. So better filtration is always going to help. Now, when it comes to comparing the media filtration, regular filtration for dirt, dust, debris, there, on the other hand, we have UV lights. So UV lights look something kind of like this. So it's going to be a bulb that fits either inside of the evaporator coil so that it can shine across this coil, this piece right here, or it can shine on the back side of the coil. So it's going to be somewhere in the airstream, shining this powerful light that's going to kill things like bacteria, germs, things that are living in the air ultimately. So a regular filter is not going to be able to get rid of any kind of bacteria or mold that's in the air. Why that might be important is because when an air conditioning system runs, it's going to get very, very cold here and it's going to create moisture. And where do things like mold grow? In dark, dirty, damp environments. So this is kind of a prime time location for things like mold. We see a lot of bacterial growth, microbial growth, whatever you want to call it, on evaporator coils in a lot of different homes when we pull them out. And so a UV light will go a long way in terms of mitigating that. That's important because it's going to make the air that you breathe ultimately is going to be cleaner. So something that I use in my home, certainly something you should consider putting in your home as well. Yes, you want good filtration of the dirt and dust in the air, but also consider that there are things that are living that are in the air as well that you want to mitigate and get rid of.